Why is it so hard for some people to break free from poverty? Here's a story that sheds light. A poor man was given a pickup truck by a wealthy man who told him, "Use this to work through winter. By spring, you'll be able to start a business and improve your life." The poor man began working, but soon the truck's fuel costs, food and other expenses started piling up. To make it easier, he sold the truck for 2 motorcycles, then sold 1 motorcycle to make ends meet, and eventually traded the last for a bicycle. In the end, out of frustration, he sold the bicycle for a bottle of alcohol. When spring came, the wealthy man found him with nothing left, still trapped in poverty. This story shows us that poverty often isn't just about lacking money. It's about lacking control over short-term impulses and having no plan to create long-term stability. The lesson? Poverty isn't just about lack of opportunity. It's about lacking control over impulses and not having a plan. Without discipline, even good fortune can slip away. If you need some help to start your online business, just check the link in my bio and feel free to contact me. Donald Trump's return to the presidency in 2024 isn't just a political event. It's a powerful reminder of resilience and understanding your audience. Despite controversies and polarizing rhetoric, Trump managed to capture the concerns of key voter groups. His gains among Hispanic and African American communities show that power lies not just in holding office, but in adapting your message to reach new audiences and addressing their priorities. Whether it's economic stability, security, or immigration, the 2024 election serves as a lesson in strategy. True power isn't in the initial victory, but in the comeback. It's about reading the landscape, understanding what people care about, and aligning your actions to those priorities. The lesson? Never underestimate those who have once held power. They understand the terrain, know how to reconnect, and most importantly, are willing to make the climb back, no matter how steep. In life and in leadership, resilience and the ability to adapt are what keep you in the game.
Don't say, "I'm sorry I'm late," but rather, "Thank you for waiting for me." Instead of saying, "Anything's fine to eat," try, "I'll go with what you choose." Anything tastes good when it's with someone I like. Rather than, "I don't know, I can't do it," say, "I'm willing to learn." Don't say, "I'm not sure," but say, "I'd like to hear your perspective." When someone checks in on you, instead of saying, "I'm okay," say, "Thanks to you, things have been going really well." When receiving a compliment, don't just reply, "It's nothing," but say, "You're even better." Rather than, "Let me treat you to a meal," say, "I have a great meal waiting for you." When someone thanks you, say, "We're friends. Let's look out for each other." If asked which leader you prefer, answer, "Leaders aren't about favorites. They're meant to be respected. I respect both of them." And if your boss praises your work, say, "It's thanks to your guidance. Strong leaders create strong teams, and I'm here to make sure I don't let you down." With just a few tweaks to your words, life gets smoother, and you'll find yourself appreciated wherever you go.
A cat that wants to be a lion must first stop hunting mice. A bird that dreams of soaring high has to let go of the branch it's known its entire life. If your parents are in difficult situations, take it as a cue to build financial security and change your fate. If your parents are strong and influential, you can rely on that strength to help make strides in your career. If your family is well established, leverage that reputation to create local opportunities. But if your family faces hardship, your best path is often to go further afield to seek new opportunities. When you need strategic advice, approach those who are financially secure. They often have the insights you need. When you need help with execution, consider partnering with those who could use the opportunity. With those who have a stake in the outcome, show your strength and intelligence. With those who don't, politeness will do. In both work and life, learn to adapt and change course when needed. This flexibility will help you avoid unnecessary setbacks. Deep in the forest, predators rule with raw power and speed. But there's one creature that wields a different kind of strength. The chameleon. It doesn't fight, nor does it flee. Instead, It mirrors its surroundings, blending seamlessly, confusing those who seek to challenge it. By reflecting what's around it, the chameleon avoids conflict, disarms threats, and holds power without making a sound. In life, be like the chameleon. When met with aggression, respond with calm. When faced with cunning, mirror their slyness with a subtle move of your own. This tactic disarms others, showing them their own reflection and making them second-guess their next move. They'll see themselves in you, and in that moment, their confidence wavers. The lesson? True strength isn't always in force. Sometimes the greatest power lies in reflecting back what you see, making others face their own nature, and maintaining control without lifting a finger. If you're not following vidofoxx, you might never see us again. But if you are, congratulations. You're learning something new every day. Perfection attracts admiration, but it also breeds envy. When you seem flawless, you risk drawing attention from those who wish to see you fall. The powerful understand that it's wise to display a few imperfections, to appear relatable, even vulnerable. This strategy diffuses jealousy and keeps you safe from those who would take pleasure in your downfall. People don't resent those who share their struggles. They feel connected to them. Show too much success, and you'll soon see shadows of envy creeping up behind you. The greatest leaders know when to highlight their humanity, to share moments of humility that keep their peers at ease. The lesson? Let others see your strengths, but reveal just enough flaws to remain approachable. Balance excellence with humanity, and watch as respect comes without resentment. If you're not following vidofoxx, you might never see us again. But if you are, congratulations. You're learning something new every day. Ambition is powerful, but unchecked, it can lead to ruin. The wise know when to stop, when enough is truly enough. Pushing too far beyond your original goal can make you vulnerable, drawing attention, envy, or backlash that wasn't there before. The greatest power lies in mastering self-restraint, knowing when to step back, and let your success speak for itself. Achieve your objective, and then consolidate. Take your victory without flaunting it or expanding recklessly. Those who keep reaching, who are never satisfied, often find that their greatest triumphs lead to their downfall. Control isn't just about taking ground, it's about knowing when to hold it. The lesson? Achieve what you set out for, and then pause. Be content with progress and resist the urge to overextend. The art of stopping is just as important as the art of winning. If you're not following vidofoxx, you might never see us again. But if you are, congratulations. You're learning something new every day. The rake is a master of desire, someone who knows how to make others feel like they're the only person in the world. His words aren't just sentences, they're melodies, playing directly to the heart. He listens, but not to respond. He listens to understand, to make you feel seen, desired, and understood in ways you've never known before. What makes the rake so powerful isn't just his charm, but his relentless focus. When he's with someone, they feel like nothing else exists. He knows how to create an atmosphere where every moment feels electric, every glance feels like a promise. The rake doesn't chase, but he also doesn't hesitate. He moves boldly, unafraid to express desire, but always with a calculated intent. The lesson? Seduction isn't just about words or gestures, it's about presence. Make others feel like they're the center of your universe, and they'll be drawn to you like moths to a flame. If you're not following vidofoxx, you might never see us again. But if you are, congratulations. You're learning something new every day. Never force anyone to choose you. If someone believes they can find something better elsewhere, let them go. Don't try to hold them back. Life is too short to cling to someone who isn't sure they want to stay. It's important to value freedom and the authenticity of emotions. If someone stays in your life, let it be because their heart tells them that's where they belong. not because you asked them to. Be a choice, not a default option. You deserve someone who sees your worth and understands what you bring to their life. Never settle for someone who stays out of fear, loneliness, or habit. The right person will stay for who you truly are, not who they want you to be. Always leave the door open. People should be free to leave if they choose. If their happiness lies elsewhere, let them go without resistance. Meanwhile, focus on building your own life and finding happiness on your own terms. True joy doesn't depend on anyone else's presence. It comes from your own strength and ability to create it. When you're busy and can't reply to messages immediately, consider switching "Sorry, I was busy and missed your message" to "I just finished up with work and saw your message. Great to hear from you." If your boss praises you in front of others, show humility by responding, "With a leader like you setting the example, how could I not give my best? I'd never want to let you down." When someone compliments your drinking ability, respond with charm. It really depends on the company and the atmosphere. With you, it's bound to be memorable. If someone offers you money as a kind gesture, but you prefer not to accept, respond graciously with, "Thank you so much for your thoughtfulness. Your kindness means the world to me." When a customer mentions that your product seems expensive, instead of saying, "You get what you pay for," opt for something more polished, like, "High-quality products often come at a premium. For someone like you, I believe only the best will do." Thoughtful and considerate communication goes a long way. By mastering these conversational skills, you'll navigate relationships with ease and confidence, no matter the situation. Workers on construction sites rarely make much money, while those who earn real profits often don't even know where the construction site is. The companies that win contracts often avoid doing the actual work, while those who do the work don't qualify to win contracts. Those who profit don't do the work, and those who work hard don't get a share of the profits. Outsiders make decisions without understanding the situation, while insiders, who know everything, must follow orders from those outside. The hard truth is that intellectual labor dominates manual labor. The wealthy teach their children to understand human nature and power dynamics. Meanwhile, many middle and lower class families focus on academic excellence and specialized skills. No matter how talented or studious your child is, they may still end up serving the interests of the wealthy. If there are no sheep, what will wolves eat? If there's no workforce of the less fortunate, how will the wealthy thrive? When someone won't stop talking, and you can't find a way to interject, try this. Intentionally drop something on the ground. As you bend down to pick it up, start speaking. This subtle move allows you to take control of the conversation without being overtly rude. If you overhear someone gossiping about you, here's a clever way to handle it. Discreetly use your phone to record the conversation. Later, share the recording in a group chat with a message like, "Someone sent me this recording. Thought everyone might want to hear it." The people who gossiped about you will panic, wondering who leaked the recording. They'll start doubting each other, leading to internal conflict and stopping their gossip altogether. When you want to find out if someone likes you, share a funny story or joke in a group setting. When everyone laughs, watch carefully. People often glance at the person they like in moments of joy. If they look at you, it's a good sign they're into you. These simple psychological tricks can help you easily navigate conversations and interactions while subtly guiding the situation in your favor. If no one ever calls you dangerous, it means you've never stood firm for what you believe in. If no one fears you, it means you've never dared to challenge the status quo. And if no one speaks ill of you, it simply means you've never stood tall enough to cast a shadow. The way people treat you often reveals their own insecurities. If they envy you, it's because you possess something they cannot attain. If they mock you, it's because they don't comprehend the strength of your character. And if they try to tear you down, it's because they already know you're standing above them. Criticism, slander, even imitation, these are not insults. They are acknowledgments, proof that you matter, that you stand out, that you're living a life others can't ignore. So let them talk, let them doubt, let them fear. Their resistance only highlights your strength. After all, no one tries to stop a ghost. People only chase those who are truly alive. No matter how intelligent you are, when you encounter these 4 situations, you need to learn to play dumb. First, when someone speaks incorrectly about a topic you know well, play dumb. If they're passionately sharing their thoughts, correcting them publicly won't earn their gratitude. It will only make them feel embarrassed and resentful. Second, when a close friend seeks your advice on a major decision, play dumb. Whether it's about marriage, buying a house, or family matters, let them make their own choices. If things go wrong, they'll blame you for influencing their decision. Third, when dealing with a manipulative or petty individual, avoid confrontation. It's easier to offend an honorable person than to win against someone deceitful. Instead, keep your distance and avoid getting entangled in their schemes. Fourth, when someone eagerly tells you a story you already know, don't interrupt or reveal that you've heard it before. Listen attentively and let them enjoy the moment of sharing. It's a small act of kindness. True wisdom lies in knowing when to step back, hold your tongue, and let others have their moment. When a person has no home, they believe having one is the greatest blessing. When someone lacks money, they think wealth is everything. When separated, reunion feels like the ultimate joy. When sick, health becomes the most important thing. So, what would you say is the best thing in life? A poor man says that having money is happiness. A blind person believes that seeing is happiness. A beggar finds happiness in having food to eat. A sick person sees happiness in simply being alive. The truth is, happiness is just a state of mind. The married long for divorce, while the unmarried dream of marriage. The unknown crave fame, while the famous yearn for privacy. The young wish to grow up, while the old wish to turn back time. The poor aspire to be rich, while the rich lie awake at night, wishing for the peace they lost chasing wealth. It's human nature to think the grass is greener on the other side, but nothing grows without tending to what you already have. The truth is, no one has it all, but everyone has enough, if only they pause to see it. No one in this world is as real as your mother. Let's talk about loyalty. In a world that's constantly changing, your mother is the one person who's been there for you from the very start. She's the one who stood by you on your toughest days, who sacrificed her own comfort to give you a better life, and who believed in you even when you didn't believe in yourself. The love of a mother is unmatched, pure, unwavering, and irreplaceable. Sure, others may love and support you, but no one will ever care for you as deeply as your mother does. Yet how often do we take her for granted? How often do we get so wrapped up in our own lives that we forget to simply say, thank you? Don't wait until it's too late to show her how much she means to you. Express your love and appreciation now, because she's the truest friend you'll ever have. And if your mother is no longer with you, cherish the lessons she taught you. Her love and legacy live on through you. Honor her by living the values she instilled in your heart. When you truly understand the game, there's no panic. Success often follows those who adhere to certain principles. First, when money talks, nobody pays attention to grammar, so it's essential to build your financial intelligence. It's equally important to cherish the people who choose to stand by you in difficult times, even when they have the option to walk away. These are the ones who truly matter. Age doesn't always define maturity. You might meet a 35-year-old boy and a 23-year-old man, so avoid judging by appearances alone. Success embraces a man in private, but failure humiliates him in public. That's just the way life is. In this world, the strong prevail and the weak falter. There's no middle ground. If your circle of friends doesn't inspire you, you're not in a circle. You're in a cage. Those who choose to fly solo often develop the strongest wings, enabling them to soar high and meet others with similar strength. And remember, don't let loneliness drive you back into the arms of toxic people. It's better to remain parched than to drink poison. If a woman has no money, 99% of men will still step in to support her. But if a man has no money, 99% of women will turn their backs on him. That's just the way of the world, the hard reality of life. Men are drawn to beauty, to what they see. But women are drawn to words, to promises. And that's why women paint their faces, and some men, they lie to keep their attention. This isn't about pointing fingers. It's about understanding the game, the roles society has dealt us. Men are respected for their power to provide, while women are admired for their grace and nurturing. But these roles don't define everything. A real connection goes deeper. It's built on respect, loyalty, and trust, not illusions or material things. True love isn't about looks or smooth words. It's about action. It's about character. The real challenge is finding someone who values you for who you are, not for the image you project or what you can offer. That's the kind of loyalty you can't put a price on. Value loyalty above all else. It's the foundation that trust is built on, and trust is what makes any relationship, family, friendship, or business, real and meaningful. Loyalty isn't about fancy words or empty promises. It's about showing up when it counts, staying solid when life gets tough, and being there without hesitation. True loyalty is rare, and the people who have it are priceless. But loyalty works both ways. To earn it, you have to give it. Be the person who keeps their word, the one others can lean on when things fall apart. And when you find people who live by that same code, hold on to them. They're treasures in a world where loyalty often fades too quickly. Loyalty isn't blind obedience. It's built on respect, trust, and integrity. Treat it like the precious gift it is. Protect it, strengthen it, and never take it for granted. In the end, loyalty shapes the life you create and the people who stand by your side. That's a kind of wealth no one can take away. The more you hide behind a mask, the bigger your circle seems to get. People are drawn to what's easy, what looks good on the surface. But when you're real, when you show who you truly are, your circle starts to shrink. Not everyone is ready to handle honesty or authenticity, and that's okay. A small group of real friends is worth so much more than a crowd of people who only stick around when it's convenient. Loyalty, trust, and respect, these are rare and precious, not things you find everywhere. Think about it for a moment. How many people in your life would stand by you when things get tough? How many would defend you when you're not there to speak for yourself? Real friends don't show up overnight. They reveal themselves slowly, often during the hardest times. When you find them, treasure them. A small, loyal circle is a gift that far outweighs the attention of a large crowd. It's something worth having, something worth protecting. People respect money, not the person behind it. We live in a world where wealth often defines your value and how people's behavior changes when they think you have money. They treat you like you're special, not because of who you are, but because of what you own. If their respect is based on your money, it's not real, it's shallow and temporary. The moment the money disappears, so does their admiration. That's just how the world works, harsh but true. The real measure of a person isn't in their bank account, it's in their character. It's how they treat others when there's nothing to gain, how they act when no one is watching. Don't waste your life chasing respect by chasing money. Earn it by staying true to yourself, by living with honor and integrity. Be the kind of person who helps others, not to show off, but because it's the right thing to do. Real respect, the kind that lasts, comes from who you are, not what you have. And that kind of respect, money can't buy it. One of the most ruthless ways to harm someone is to praise them to death. What does it mean to use praise as a weapon? Imagine someone at your job saying to you, "You're amazing at your job. Why does the boss pay you so little?" This is a sneaky way of using praise to hurt you. They're trying to create tension between you and your boss. If you believe them, you might start thinking, "That's true. I'm great at my job. Why hasn't my boss given me a raise?" Once you start thinking like this, it's hard to stay at the company for long. Think about it. After you quit, who benefits the most? It's the person who planted the seed of doubt, giving them more opportunity to compete after you leave. This is an example of using praise to undermine. Always stay alert. The workplace is a battlefield. When someone flatters you for your talent, looks, or skills, be careful how you respond. Every word and action from others has a hidden motive. Remember, if you live for the praise of others, you risk falling by their words. The person you go out of your way to help might one day become the one who resents you the most. Never assume that generosity will always be met with gratitude. What's given freely is often taken for granted. Have you noticed that the people who dislike you the most are often those you once selflessly helped? That's because when they turn against you, they no longer feel the burden of repaying your kindness. The kinder and more peaceful someone is, the more likely they are to attract trouble. All it takes is one dog to start barking and biting, and soon a whole pack will follow, snapping without even knowing why. What's worse, some of those dogs might even be the ones you've cared for and fed in the past. Life is unpredictable, and not everything we give comes back to us. Unexpected changes can leave you unprepared, so don't assume that your kindness or efforts will always lead to fair outcomes. Recognize when to give and when to step back, preserving your energy and peace. With money, you can buy a house, but it'll never be a home filled with love and warmth. With money, you can buy a clock, but time itself will always slip through your fingers. With money, you can buy a bed, but true rest, the kind that soothes the soul, cannot be purchased. With money, you can buy food, but not the appetite that makes a meal satisfying. With money, you can pay a doctor, but good health is something even wealth can't guarantee. With money, you can buy insurance, but no policy will ever make you truly safe from the uncertainties of life. This is the hard truth. There are things in this world that money will never touch. The priceless treasures, love, time, peace, and health are beyond its reach. Don't be fooled by the illusion that wealth is the answer to everything. True wealth is found in what money can't buy, in the moments, the relationships, and the purpose that make life worth living. When a friend refers you for a job and you earn $100,000, be generous. Consider sharing $50,000 with them. Believe that generosity will bring even more opportunities your way. When helping someone, present it as if it's not easy, so your effort feels valuable. If you can't assist, show sincere regret. It matters more than you think. If you're treating someone to a meal worth $1,000, break it into 5 simpler meals worth $200 each. The effect will be better. Smaller gestures often create a greater impact over time. If you're inviting a man out for dinner, bring a female friend along. It helps ease the conversation and improves the chances of success significantly. When inviting a woman for dinner, bring a thoughtful gift, something small but meaningful. It's a simple act that builds trust and leaves a great first impression. Remember, a A wise person understands that a kind word or a well-timed gesture can unlock endless possibilities. The quietest fish is the hardest to catch. Don't give away too much, just for a fleeting moment of satisfaction. It's okay to show anger, but never act recklessly because of it. If you can't handle the consequences, don't let your emotions take control. When the truth supports you, make it your foundation. When the rules are in your favor, lean on them. And when neither works for you, disrupt the situation to shift the focus. Your image should always lead. Without it, your skills may be overlooked. Speak with a lower tone to command attention. Slow down your words to appear calm and deliberate. Interrupt when needed. It's a sign of authority. If you want the reward, first nurture the source. If you want to accomplish great things, start by seeking knowledge. In life, have a strategy. In work, stay adaptable. If there's no real conflict, don't waste energy on arguments. Learn when to hold back, praise others, and keep quiet. It's often more powerful than being right. Money lost can always be earned again. A job lost can be replaced. Friends lost can be found anew. Love lost can be rediscovered. You came into this world with nothing, so why fear starting over? True strength isn't about conquering, it's about enduring. In life, when you encounter a mountain, carve a path. When you meet a river, build a bridge. This life is all we have, and once it ends, there's no turning back. What's lost cannot always be recovered. Time is fleeting for each of us. Life is worth more than money, more precious than gold. Appreciate what's in front of you. Live each day fully and learn from it. Tomorrow is never guaranteed. We can't predict what will happen in the next minute, nor who between us and our loved ones might leave first. So don't waste it and don't overthink. Before you sleep, forgive everything. When you wake up, see it as a new beginning. When tired, rest. When overwhelmed, pause and take a breath. At the end of the day, doing your best is all that truly matters. Living without being disliked by anyone might sound ideal, but it would make life incredibly dull. Learn to accept criticism, no matter how harsh it may seem. Here's a truth you may have forgotten. No one is perfect, not even the people judging you. The time you have to spend with those who truly care about you is already limited, so why waste it on people who don't deserve it? Criticism often comes from those who feel inferior to you. People more accomplished than you rarely have the time or interest to nitpick or pass judgment. Take comfort in being disliked. It likely means there's something about you that sparks envy or jealousy. Thank those who reveal their true colors as haters. When their masks slip, you know who to distance yourself from. It's better to live authentically and face disapproval than to live a lie just to gain shallow acceptance. Your tears are precious. Don't waste them on things or people that don't matter. True friends and well-meaning people will offer constructive feedback to help you grow, but some will criticize purely to elevate themselves. They have no intention of seeing you succeed. If you lack strength or capability, you become an easy target for others to take advantage of, even putting your family at risk. In society, weakness invites exploitation and disdain, even from those you thought you could trust. A lighter, more fulfilling life doesn't come from having many friends, but from surrounding yourself with genuine, meaningful relationships. It's the quality of those connections, not the quantity, that truly matters. Trying to prove your goodness to others is like dropping your guard. It leaves you vulnerable to manipulation. Staying true to yourself and your values is far more important than seeking approval from everyone. The art of social interaction lies in showing warmth and generosity while keeping a low profile. By maintaining healthy boundaries and exercising wisdom in your communication, you can steer clear of unnecessary conflicts. Adversity has a way of revealing people's true colors. When you face challenges,
You'll see who genuinely stands with you and who has been wearing a mask all along.
Those who can rise above the shadows of their family carry a strength that most others can't understand. They face challenges at home that wear them down, while also dealing with the pressures of the outside world. Family criticism and coldness can drain their energy, crush their dreams, and make them feel unworthy or lose the drive to move forward. But those who push through these tough times become incredibly strong. Rebuilding yourself is never easy, it's painful. Yet that pain shapes resilience, turning them into individuals who are steady and determined no matter what life throws at them. True greatness isn't about quick revenge or sudden success. It's about having a deep inner strength, staying focused on your goals, and never giving up. These are the people who keep going, no matter how hard it gets, earning respect from others and showing that nothing can stop them. As the saying goes, God helps those who help themselves. Success is never a coincidence. It is the result of persistence, accumulation, and acting at the right moment. Human joy doesn't come from indulgence, but from overcoming suffering. Indulgence at its core is a fleeting state, easily fading and leading to insatiable desires. When we chase after pleasures, we become slaves to our senses, constantly seeking gratification, yet never feeling satisfied. The happiness derived from indulgence is often short-lived, superficial, and at worst, self-destructive. True joy, however, arises from transforming pain and hardship. Suffering is an essential part of life, encompassing insecurities, worries, disappointments, and losses. It's only by enduring bitterness that we learn to appreciate the things around us. Without gratitude, it's impossible to truly experience joy. When suffering reaches an unbearable point, even the smallest sweetness can feel life-changing. That sweetness might seem insignificant to others, but in that moment, it becomes the greatest joy to you. The emotion that accompanies it etches itself deeply into your heart, reminding you of the strength found in resilience and the value of gratitude. A truly remarkable person often appears unremarkable. When they need to exude nobility, it naturally shines through. When innocence is called for, they radiate purity. When authority is required, they command it effortlessly. When meeting someone kind-hearted, their gaze softens, filled with compassion and warmth. Their inner self feels empathy for all living beings, unwilling to harm even the smallest ant. But when faced with evil, they transform, becoming a ruthless wolf. They strike with precision and decisiveness, their heart unflinching, their resolve icy and firm. They adapt seamlessly, molding themselves to the world around them, surviving in all environments, manifesting in many forms. Though they seem formless, their presence resonates powerfully. By day, they may appear as an innocent child, pure and untainted under the sun. By night, in the darkness and storm, they become a lone, fierce wolf, unyielding and relentless. Don't expect life to ever be completely fair. To waste time hoping for fairness is like waiting for rain in a desert. It doesn't come, and it leaves you weaker. Strength comes not from demanding fairness, but from rising above the injustices you face. Pain, hardship, setbacks, these aren't enemies. They're the teachers life sends your way, shaping you, molding you, making you stronger. A man who faces no struggle grows soft, but the one who stands tall through suffering becomes unshakable. When life seems cruel, don't crumble. Let the challenges sharpen your instincts. When the weight of the world presses down, you adapt, you adjust, and you push forward. Resilience isn't about avoiding difficulty. It's about embracing it. You take what life throws at you, good or bad, and you use it to rise higher. It's not about perfection or avoiding mistakes. It's about refusing to be broken by what comes your way. So, don't ask for fairness. Ask for the strength to endure, and you'll find the life you're meant to live. Dogs that bite strangers often do it to protect their owner. But when a dog turns on someone familiar, it's usually out of selfishness. In life, the same applies. It's not always strangers who hurt you. It's often the ones closest to you. Betrayal from someone you trust leaves wounds that cut deeper than anything a stranger could inflict. Here's something to think about. Don't let greed or personal ambition make you forget your loyalty. The people who've stood by your side through thick and thin deserve your respect and protection. Success gained by stepping on those close to you is a hollow victory, one that comes with a heavy price. Trust takes time to build, but can be shattered in an instant. Betrayal doesn't just break relationships, it damages your own character. Loyalty, integrity, and respect are the pillars of true strength. Without them, you risk becoming like the dog that bites its own pack, driven by nothing but self-interest. Stay grounded. Don't trade trust for temporary gains or ambition. In the end, what truly matters is the bond you keep and the person you choose to be. When people begin to boast, it often marks the beginning of disaster. Truly remarkable individuals keep their lives in quiet mode because showing off stirs up envy and malicious thoughts in others. The truth about human nature is that most people don't want to see others happy, especially happier than themselves. Some might wish you well, but many, particularly those close to you, don't want you to live better than they do. The more you boast about your successes, the more resentment you invite. When that resentment finally surfaces, it can lead to challenges, setbacks, or encounters with what we often call troublemakers. Still waters run deep. This means there's no need to over-display your achievements or strengths. When things are going well, remain humble and quiet, like a flowing river. No matter where you are or the environment you're in, only by avoiding arrogance, refraining from bragging, and staying grounded can you preserve the blessings you've worked hard to earn. Life often feels unfair, especially for those struggling to keep up. The rules seem designed by the strong, leaving the weak to fend for themselves in an uneven game. Some people are born with advantages, while others spend years just trying to reach the starting line. You often hear, "Everyone has the same 24 hours," but that phrase overlooks reality. For some, those hours are filled with opportunities, learning, traveling, and enjoying life. For others, those same hours are spent working endlessly and fighting just to make ends meet. When you're stuck in survival mode, there's little time left for rest. While some have the freedom to create their future, others are trapped in a cycle of constant effort just to stay afloat. But even when the odds feel stacked against you, giving up should never be an option. Refuse to quit. Keep moving forward, no matter how small the steps may seem. Your struggles today can become the foundation for a better tomorrow. Life may not be fair, but your determination can tip the scales in your favor. A man who stays silent after being disrespected is the one you should truly fear. Silence doesn't mean weakness. It shows control, patience, and power. While others react in anger or frustration, he chooses to hold back, observing and thinking. He knows that words spoken in anger can be reckless, but silence allows him to plan his next move wisely. People who stay quiet aren't ignoring what happened. They don't need to prove anything with words, because their actions will speak louder when the time is right. They understand that respect isn't demanded, it's earned, and those who underestimate them often regret it. True strength is found in self-control. When someone doesn't react to disrespect, it means they're choosing their battles carefully. They're not afraid, they're simply waiting for the right moment, and when they do act, they do so with purpose and precision. So don't mistake silence for surrender. The quietest person in the room might just be the most powerful one. If you've left a job, don't go back to your old company. The faster you work, the more likely you are to attract scrutiny. Avoid showcasing too many skills outside your primary role. No matter what challenges arise, face them with a smile. Smile as you solve problems, and smile as you decline requests. Don't overanalyze minor issues, but establish firm principles for major ones. Being overly strict about everything will only exhaust you. Focus on completing your tasks well, and don't get involved in responsibilities that aren't yours, even if the sky seems to be falling. Opportunities don't come on their own. If you don't take initiative, your boss may assume you're not interested. If you want to build good relationships, don't always try to appear overly smart. Learn to hold back and conceal your capabilities when necessary. For questions that can easily be answered online, don't bother your co-workers. Trust me, no one likes a newcomer who seems clueless. When people reach middle age, you begin to see through many people, but you no longer feel the need to expose them. You may find yourself disliking certain individuals, yet you lack the desire to confront or argue with them. As you grow older, you become more aware and understanding. Many problems, in the end, aren't solved. They simply lose their importance. You realize there's no point in dwelling on or competing over trivial matters. If someone's mindset doesn't align with yours, there's no need to argue. The wisest action is to let it be. One of the most foolish things you can do is continually try to teach someone who doesn't want to learn. Even if you're right, proving someone else wrong isn't always necessary. There's a saying, it takes 3 years to learn to speak, but a lifetime to learn to be silent. If you're in different positions, speak less. If your perspectives differ, avoid debates. When life philosophies don't align, any explanation becomes futile. True wisdom lies in knowing when to stay silent and walk away. Many people with a narrow mindset believe that what they see is the whole truth, shaped by their surroundings. But those who think independently and have strong personalities often stand out and are seen as different. Most people prefer to follow the crowd, seeking approval rather than thinking for themselves. Take a moment to observe your surroundings. You'll notice that the real issue isn't a lack of knowledge, but the confidence of those who know little yet fully believe in their untested opinions. They are quick to judge, slow to learn, and unwilling to question their beliefs. If you truly want to find the truth, start by opening your mind. Real understanding comes from looking beyond what's obvious, questioning your own assumptions, and being willing to see things from different perspectives. Growth doesn't happen by staying in your comfort zone. It happens when you are ready to learn, adapt, and challenge yourself. Stay curious, keep exploring, and never stop learning, because wisdom comes to those who are willing to seek it. Let go of the past and stop holding on to things that no longer serve you. What's gone is gone, and it's behind you for a reason. Don't be too hard on yourself about the present. Be thankful for the lessons you've learned. Moving on doesn't mean forgetting. It means making space for new opportunities. Carrying old thoughts and regrets only weighs you down. Real freedom comes when you stop overthinking the past and start embracing the possibilities of the future with an open heart and mind. Growth happens when you allow yourself to change and adapt. Life is constantly evolving, and so should you. Focus on what's happening right now, and don't let yesterday's mistakes or regrets keep you from what's possible today. Every day is a chance to start fresh. The past has shaped you, but it doesn't define you. What matters most is how you move forward. So, take a deep breath. Let go of the weight you've been carrying and step into your future with confidence and hope. The best is yet to come. Learning to slow down is essential. The faster you rush, the more likely you are to make mistakes that could have been avoided. In today's fast-moving world, Taking a step back to reassess your direction can prevent unnecessary trouble and help you stay on the right track. Slowing down doesn't mean you're stopping. It simply means you're making thoughtful adjustments to move forward more effectively. Many people fear slowing down, thinking it will put them behind, but the real loss comes when you don't take the time to reflect, recharge, and truly experience life. Moving too fast can make you miss the important moments and opportunities that could have shaped your journey. Remember, life isn't a race. It's about finding the right pace that allows you to grow and enjoy the process. Don't be afraid to slow down when needed. Be more concerned about never moving forward in the right direction. Taking time to breathe, think, and adjust is the key to long-term success and fulfillment. Not everyone deserves your trust. Life is full of people who seem to care, but when you truly need them, they disappear. It's a hard truth, but one that teaches you to rely on yourself. Don't let betrayals make you bitter, but be careful who you open your heart to. Trust isn't something to give away freely. It should be earned over time. The strongest relationships aren't built on words alone, but on actions that prove loyalty, honesty, and consistency. Protect your energy and surround yourself with people who genuinely care. A small, loyal circle is worth more than a large one filled with empty promises. The right people won't need to prove themselves with grand gestures. They'll show up in the little moments, in the times when it matters most. Time has a way of revealing who truly belongs in your life. Stay patient, stay wise, and never settle for less than the genuine connections you deserve. In the toughest moments of your life, you'll find yourself alone. But these challenges will shape you, making you wiser, stronger, and fearless. No matter how much good you do, people will often remember your mistakes more than your kindness. Learn to say no. It's one of the most powerful words you have. Don't waste your life trying to please everyone. Moving forward means letting go of things that no longer serve you. If you hold on too long, you'll be left with nothing but regret. People may support your success, but rarely more than their own. If you spend your life chasing someone else's dream, you'll lose sight of your own. Hard times are a hidden blessing. They help you see the good things you once took for granted. No matter how kind or respectful you are, some people will still talk behind your back. The ones you love may not always be as they seem. If you want to change your life, do it with purpose. Make bold choices, stay true to yourself, and never let fear hold you back. When a man feels unappreciated, he begins to change. Not because he wants to, but because he has to. He shifts into a version of himself that helps him get through the day without the recognition he deserves. He grows quiet, his words become sharp, and his patience wears thin. His warmth fades into distance, and communication becomes minimal. This isn't a sign of weakness, it's a survival response. He's protecting himself in a space where he no longer feels valued. A man's energy changes when he's constantly overlooked. He adapts to shield himself from further disappointment. But know this, appreciation is powerful. When a man feels seen, respected, and valued, he flourishes. His kindness returns, his words are thoughtful, and his heart stays open. Never underestimate the impact of simple appreciation. It has the power to build connections, inspire trust, and bring out the best version of a man. A man who's been through the storm doesn't worry about a little rain. He's been through the worst, fought the hardest battles, and still stands strong. Life hasn't always given him what he wanted, but it's taught him exactly what he needed. He's not broken by tough times. He's built by them. Every setback has made him stronger. Every failure has taught him something valuable. Pressure doesn't break him. Pressure creates diamonds, and now he's unshakable. He doesn't ask for sympathy. He doesn't need it. He's too focused on building his future, working in silence while others waste time making noise. He doesn't talk about his plans, but when he makes a move, everyone notices. He knows that people's opinions don't define him. He follows his own path, whether people approve or not. The only validation he needs comes from within, and the ones who doubted him now watch in amazement as he rises. If you meet a man like this, don't mistake his quiet confidence for weakness. He's been through the fire and came out even stronger. You want to be rich and happy for life? Then stop putting all your energy into your job and start investing in yourself. Most people work long hours, hoping for a raise or a promotion, but they miss the real secret to success: personal growth. Your job pays the bills, but your skills, mindset, and habits create real wealth. Learn something new, push yourself to improve, and invest in your future. That's what separates those who stay stuck from those who move ahead. The more you grow, the more valuable you become. And when you bring more value, better opportunities will find you. The harder you work on yourself, the easier life gets. Jobs come and go, but knowledge, discipline, and self-improvement last forever. Focus on becoming a better version of yourself every day, and success will follow. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. That's how you build a life that's not just successful, but truly meaningful. Weak men stick with the crowd. They follow what's easy, afraid to stand out or take risks. They want approval, always looking for someone to lead the way. Strong men don't need a crowd. They walk alone because they choose to, not because they have to. They trust themselves, make their own decisions, and don't wait for permission. A strong man doesn't waste time proving himself to others. While most people talk, he works. While they seek attention, he builds. His actions speak for him. When life gets hard, the weak look for excuses. The strong find solutions. They don't break under pressure. They grow from it. Every struggle makes them better. Most people fear being alone. They think it means loneliness. But a strong man knows solitude is where he sharpens his mind, builds discipline, and gets stronger. When the crowd takes shortcuts, he stays on the hard road. When they quit, he keeps going. That's why the weak stay where they are while the strong keep rising. A man learns that silence is sometimes the best response. Arguing rarely solves anything. It only leads to stress, frustration, and wasted energy. Instead of engaging in pointless conflicts, he chooses to step back and protect his peace. Life is already filled with enough challenges, work, responsibilities, and daily struggles. The last thing any man needs is unnecessary drama that drains his energy and shifts his focus from what truly matters. True strength isn't about always being right. It's about knowing when to speak and when to stay quiet. A wise man surrounds himself with people who bring value, peace, and growth into his life, not those who create conflict and negativity. At the end of the day, a man's peace is his greatest asset. Protecting it means being intentional with his time, energy, and relationships. Peace isn't found in winning arguments. It's found in knowing what's worth his attention and letting go of the rest. Control your emotions and never beg for attention, love, or care. If someone truly wants to be in your life, they will make the effort on their own. If a person doesn't want to talk to you, respect their choice. Don't chase after people who don't see your value. A real connection should happen naturally, without pressure or begging. Relationships that rely on guilt or force don't last. The strongest ones are built on mutual effort, trust, and respect. Know when to walk away. If someone doesn't appreciate you, don't waste time trying to make them see your worth. The right people will always find time for you. And with them, you'll never feel like you have to beg for their attention. Working on becoming the best version of who you are. When you grow, you attract the right people, those who genuinely care, respect you, and want to be in your life without conditions. Let go of those who don't belong, and make space for the ones who truly do. In the end, the right people will choose you, and with them, everything will feel effortless. Success isn't something you run after, it's something you attract. It doesn't happen by chasing it, but by becoming the kind of person who naturally brings success into their life. The secret is personal growth. The more you work on yourself, the more opportunities will come your way. Success doesn't just happen to people. It happens for those who put in the effort to improve their skills, mindset, and habits. If you want more out of life, you have to become more. Your results will always reflect who you are. If you want better outcomes, start by becoming a better version of yourself. The world doesn't reward those who simply wish for success. It rewards those who prepare for it. The people who get ahead are the ones who focus on becoming stronger, smarter, and more capable. Stop running after success like it's something outside of you. Instead, build yourself into someone who naturally attracts it. The key isn't chasing, it's growing. When you focus on being the best version of yourself, everything else will fall into place. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Everyone makes them. It's just a part of being human. A mistake doesn't define who you are. What matters is how you handle it. Do you let it hold you back, or do you learn from it and keep going? Most people get stuck in their mistakes, afraid to move forward. But if you want to grow, take the lesson, improve, and move on. Be clear about what you want in life. If you need something, ask for it. Don't assume people will know what you expect. Take time to appreciate your parents. They aren't perfect, but they tried their best. They're just people, learning and growing like everyone else. Forgiving them can bring peace, and understanding them can bring wisdom. At the end of the day, life isn't just about reaching a goal, it's about the journey. Don't get so caught up in chasing success that you forget to enjoy the moments along the way. Mistakes will happen, challenges will come, but the key is to keep moving, learn, grow, and make the most of every step. Walk away from a relationship where you give everything and receive nothing in return. You can't keep pouring into someone who never fills your cup. Eventually, you run empty. You keep getting hurt, caught in the same painful cycle, hoping things will change. But deep down, you know they won't. There's no real love, just distance. Your feelings are ignored, pushed aside like they don't matter. You find yourself trapped in something built on fear, not love. It's not a partnership, it's just a situationship, full of empty promises and unspoken pain. You worked so hard to heal, to grow, to move forward. You told yourself you'd never go through this again. But somehow, you're back where you started, standing in a place that no longer feels like home. The walls feel colder, the space feels smaller, the doors are broken, the windows shattered. Because this love, it was never built to last. And deep down, you know it's time to let go. Talk is cheap. What really matters is action. If someone values you, their actions will prove it, not just their words. When will you stop letting your kindness be mistaken for weakness? It's okay to care about people. It's okay to help. But it's not okay to keep lowering your boundaries just to make others happy. It's not okay to let people take advantage of your kindness. Being a good person doesn't mean being a doormat. If you keep giving without limits, they'll expect you to always put them first. The more you let people use you, the more they will. Every time you ignore your own needs for someone else's comfort, you're sending a message that your feelings don't matter. Being kind doesn't mean losing yourself. It means knowing your worth, setting clear limits, and refusing to accept less than you deserve. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to put yourself first. You are allowed to walk away from anything that drains your energy. Real strength isn't about how much you give. It's about knowing when to stop. We live in a world full of hypocrites. People will secretly hope for your failure, but smile in your face like they truly care. If you could live your life over again, you wouldn't change much, except you'd open your eyes a little sooner. Sometimes being too kind brings you problems. Being too nice, too trusting, can make you an easy target. You've learned that it's not your job to fix things you didn't break. You used to be afraid of losing people, but now you fear wasting your time on the wrong ones. If you live your life based on what others think, you'll never become who you're meant to be. So you choose to enjoy each day. Laugh when you can, cry when you need to, and never let anyone break your spirit. One thing you never want to lose is your dignity. And as you grow, you realize that your circle gets smaller. A mature mind doesn't tolerate lies or fake people. It doesn't matter who walks away from you, as long as you never lose yourself. Tomorrow isn't promised. We live in today. Life is a challenge, testing your strength and patience. Some people wait, thinking they have time to prepare later. But survival doesn't begin in the future. It starts right now. The real battle happens in your mind. Many believe they only need to be strong when things get tough, but true strength is built in the quiet moments, when no one is watching, when no one knows the work you're putting in. Every failure is a lesson. Learn from it, adjust, and keep moving. That's how you improve, how you reach success. Every morning when you wake up, you should be ready to work, ready to grow, ready to give your best. Less talking, more action. When the world finally notices you, they won't need an explanation. Your hard work, dedication, and consistency will speak for itself. They'll know you've made it, not because you said it, but because you showed it. When you start to enjoy silence and feel at ease being alone, it's a sign of personal growth. It means you're on a journey to truly discover yourself. Silence is no longer something to fear. It becomes a space where you reflect, understand your emotions, and find clarity. The most important answers often come in these quiet moments, away from the noise of the world. You no longer chase excitement in crowds, not because you're avoiding life, but because you've learned to find joy in simple things. You stop looking for approval from others because you understand your own worth. But being alone doesn't mean shutting people out. It's about balance, finding peace within while still staying connected in meaningful ways. True happiness doesn't come from distractions, but from deep connections with yourself and those who truly matter. A quiet morning, a kind smile, or watching the clouds remind you being alone isn't lonely, and silence isn't empty. It's where real peace begins. Understanding others is a sign of intelligence, but understanding yourself is the real wisdom. It's easy to observe people, judge their actions, and analyze their behavior. But how often do we take the time to truly look within ourselves? Many people go through life focusing on what others do, comparing themselves and seeking approval. They believe success comes from knowing how to deal with people or understanding the world around them. When you can see through yourself, you stop making excuses. You recognize your fears, your mistakes, and your patterns. Instead of blaming others or outside circumstances, you take responsibility for your choices. This kind of self-awareness is rare because it requires honesty. It's hard to admit when we are wrong. It's uncomfortable to face our insecurities. But without doing so, we can never grow. Once you truly see yourself, everything changes. You stop seeking validation from others. You make decisions with confidence. You become stronger, more at peace, and in control of your life. Be smart with your money. Don't waste it on things you don't really need. The clothes you have are good enough. You don't always need new ones. If you can walk instead of drive, do it. Earning money is not easy, and it's getting harder. That's why saving is so important. If something isn't necessary, don't buy it. The more you save, the more secure and stress-free your life will be. When you have money set aside, you won't have to panic over unexpected expenses. You'll feel more in control and your mind will be at peace. Many people spend money carelessly, only to struggle later. They buy things they don't need and then wonder where all their money went. But those who save wisely build a strong future for themselves. Having enough to eat is important, but having savings for the future is even more important. A comfortable life doesn't come from spending, it comes from planning. Every dollar you save today is a step toward financial freedom tomorrow. Start making smart choices now, and your future self will thank you. In life, these important skills matter most. The first is earning, the ability to make money. No matter how talented or hardworking you are, financial stability is key. Learning how to earn, save, and manage money wisely gives you more freedom and security. A steady income helps you take care of yourself and your loved ones, plan for the future, and avoid stress. The second is taking care of your health, your body and mind. Money means little if you're too sick or exhausted to enjoy life. Eating well, staying active, getting enough rest, and managing stress are just as important as making a living. Without good health, even success loses its value. Many people focus only on work and ignore their well-being. Others take care of their health but struggle financially. True success comes from balancing both, building a stable future while also taking care of yourself. In the end, wealth and health go together. When you master both, you create a happier, more fulfilling life. If life never tested you, how would you know who truly cares? If you never failed, how would you see who stands with you and who leaves when times get tough? If you never spent time alone, how would you understand yourself? If you never met both good and bad people, how would you learn to make wiser decisions? Life has a way of balancing itself. Hard times will come, but so will moments of happiness. If someone causes you pain, there will always be someone else who brings you joy. Don't waste your time worrying about what others say. Only you truly know who you are. People see a little, hear a little, understand even less, yet act as if they know everything. They talk, they judge, but in the end, their words don't define you. What really matters is how you see yourself. Learn from your struggles, grow from your experiences, and live your life on your own terms. Don't let the opinions of others hold you back from becoming the person you are meant to be. In psychology, there's an interesting concept called the wild horse effect. It describes how wild horses in the vast African savanna can become frantic and anxious when bitten by bats. To escape the bites, they run endlessly until they collapse from exhaustion. In reality, the amount of blood the bats take is minimal and not fatal. What truly brings the wild horses down is their overreaction to these minor wounds. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. When facing difficulties, external factors are not always the most critical. The real cause of a crisis often stems from losing control of our emotions. Remember, ships don't sink because of the water around them. Ships sink because of the water that gets in them. The entire ocean water can't sink a ship unless it gets inside the ship. Don't let what's happening around you get inside you and pull you down. If you're stuck in a cycle of negative, unnecessary thoughts, there's a book that can help. Don't Believe Everything You Think is a guide to breaking free from mental traps. If you're too soft as a leader, you won't last long. Business is a battlefield, and sometimes you have to be strong to survive. There's an old saying, a kind heart can't lead an army. If you're too nice, people might take advantage of you. But if you're too ruthless, you'll lose trust and loyalty. A good leader listens and supports their team, but they also make tough decisions. You can't please everyone. Strong leaders know when to be understanding and when to stand their ground. Imagine a boss who never says no, always trying to keep everyone happy. Soon, employees start slacking off, deadlines get missed, and respect fades. On the other hand, a boss who rules with fear might get short-term results, but over time, people will leave and the company will suffer. If you're too soft, others will take more than their fair share. But if you're too aggressive, you might burn bridges. So, don't let emotions take over. Learn to manage them wisely while staying true to your humanity. Staying calm is your secret weapon. The first one to lose their cool is the first one to lose the game. Arrogant folks are just begging for attention. Ignore them, and they'll choke on their own ego. People who try to provoke you are just looking for a reaction. Don't give them the satisfaction, and they'll be left empty-handed. Unreasonable people love drama. Stay calm, and they'll be stuck dealing with their own mess. It's easy to get mad, but staying calm when things get tense takes real strength. Some people will try to suck you into their selfish or insecure world. The smart move is to not play their game. Real strength shines through when you stay calm, while everything around you gets loud and messy. You don't let others pull you into their drama. While they lose control, you stay centered. While they waste time and energy on anger or pride, you hold steady, think clearly, and keep moving forward. Strength isn't loud, it's steady, quiet, and focused. In the end, the one who stays calm walks away with peace and power. The worst part of betrayal was realizing the other person was never really scared of losing you, just scared of being caught. That's what hurts the most. Not the cheating, not the lies, but knowing that everything you trusted, everything you held close, might have meant nothing to them. You gave your love, your time, your loyalty. You thought it was mutual. But in the end, you were treated like someone they could walk away from without a second thought. Part of you wants closure. You want to hear why they did it. Even though deep down, you already know no explanation will make it feel better. You want them to feel sorry. You want them to realize what they lost. But over time, something shifts. You begin to see that healing doesn't come from their apology. It comes from accepting that what happened is not your fault, and choosing to move forward anyway. You might not feel okay right away, but little by little, you start to breathe again. You start to laugh again. And one day, you'll look back and see how far you've come. Life will not give you a second chance. That's why you need to make the most of today, this moment, right now. Whatever happens today, whether it's good or bad, will eventually become just another memory. So don't waste it worrying too much about things that won't matter later. Some people seem to move faster, get ahead quicker, shine brighter. But don't compare your path to theirs. Everyone has their own timeline. Some things in life happen fast, like cooking a bowl of instant noodles. Other things take more time, like making a pot of slow-cooked soup. Both have value. The key is to stay focused on your own journey. You might feel behind or unsure, like you don't have much right now, but that's okay. Life isn't a straight road. There are bumps, turns, and slowdowns. It doesn't mean you're lost. Sometimes a slower pace is exactly what you need. What matters is that you keep going. Keep climbing your mountain. Keep crossing your river. Every small step you take now is shaping your future. You don't have to have it all figured out. Just don't stop. Don't waste your time blaming people in your life. Some people bring joy into your life. Others challenge you and teach you hard lessons. A few might hurt you, but even they show you what to avoid in the future. And then there are the special ones, the ones who care deeply and leave you with memories you'll never forget. Life is a mix of good and bad things, and every person you cross paths with adds something to your story. The kind ones remind you what love and support feel like. The tough ones help you grow. Even the painful moments have value if you're willing to learn from them. Instead of staying angry or stuck in the past, look at what each person taught you. The laughs, the heartbreaks, the lessons, they all help shape who you are and how you see the world. People come and go. Some are just passing through. Others stay for the long haul. But each one leaves a mark. And as you go through life, you'll become stronger, wiser, and more thankful for the ones who truly show up and stay. When you meet someone who's rude, loud, or tries to push you around, don't let them knock you off track. Your life, your peace, and your responsibilities are more important than their bad attitude. Some people throw away everything over one angry moment, but that kind of reaction can cost you more than it's worth. You've worked too hard and have too much to lose to act out of pride or emotion. If someone tells you to fight back, be careful. Most of the time, people who give that advice haven't faced real consequences. Sure, standing up and yelling might feel good for a second, but in the long run, it usually doesn't help. Patience is where your real strength shows. It's not easy. Like sharpening a knife, it takes time and practice. But every time you deal with someone difficult and choose to stay calm, you're getting better, stronger, and wiser. In the end, patience gives you the upper hand. While others lose control, you keep your peace, and that's where real power comes from. People who don't have much are often the most generous. They give what they can, sometimes even more than they should. When they get a little extra money, they might spend it quickly, buying gifts, helping out friends, or just enjoying the moment. It feels good in the short term, but when hard times come, there's not much left to fall back on. Wealthy people tend to see money differently. They plan ahead, save often, and invest in things that grow over time. They think about the future, making sure their family is protected and that they'll never have to worry about basic needs. That doesn't mean rich people aren't generous, but their giving is usually planned. They help in ways that don't put themselves at risk. They give without draining their resources, so they can keep giving again and again. Real generosity doesn't mean giving away everything you have. It means being wise with your money, so you can help others without hurting yourself. If you want to be someone who gives, that's a beautiful thing. That way, when someone truly needs you, you'll be in a strong position to help. Not just once, but whenever it truly matters. Being a man means owning your life, no matter how tough things get. You might wake up with no breakfast, come home to an empty, dark room, but you still have to keep going. Life doesn't hand out favors, and no one's coming to rescue you. Sometimes we feel small, like we don't matter much in this big world. But that doesn't mean our dreams should be small too. Big dreams always start with someone brave enough to believe they're possible. Think of a flamingo. It doesn't hide in the crowd. It stands tall, confident, and proud, no matter what's around it. Life doesn't always go the way we plan. One day things are going great, and the next, it all feels like it's falling apart. That's just how life works. But even when things feel out of your control, you've got to keep your heart steady. That inner strength, that's what keeps you going. Hard times don't mean you're failing. They're part of the journey. What matters is how you show up, even when no one's watching. Stay grounded. Believe in yourself even when the world feels too big. That's real strength. Don't let other people's words mess with your head. People will always have something to say. Some will cheer you on, Some will tear you down, and some just talk to stir things up. But just because they say it doesn't mean it's true. Gossip spreads fast. It gets passed around, twisted, and blown out of proportion. What started as a small comment can turn into a full-blown story that's far from the truth. If you take every word to heart, you'll end up stressed about things that don't matter. You'll chase people's approval, worry about what they think, and lose sight of who you are. Instead, believe in what you know. Trust your own experience, your gut, and your values. You know who you are better than anyone else does. You don't have to explain yourself to everyone. Let people think what they want. What matters most is how you feel about yourself when the noise fades and it's just you. Live your life in a way that makes you proud, not in a way that pleases the crowd. If you don't choose to walk away from something that's hurting you, life will end it in the most painful way. Letting go isn't always easy. We hold on because we care, because we hope, or because we're afraid of what comes next. But the truth is, not everything is meant to last. Some things are only meant to teach you, not stay with you forever. And the longer you hold on to the wrong thing, the more it can break you. The higher you climb with something that's not solid, the harder the fall when it finally gives out. So if something feels off, don't ignore it. Trust your gut and be honest with yourself. Falling early might sting, but it gives you time to heal and grow. Falling later, after you've put your heart and soul into something that was never right to begin with, that kind of pain cuts deeper. That's why it's important to use both your heart and your mind. Your heart feels, but your mind sees clearly. Love deeply, but don't lose your common sense. Care, but know when to walk away. Sometimes the smartest move is the hardest one, but it can save you from a much bigger hurt later on. Real change usually comes from pain. It comes when you fall, hit a wall, and realize something has to change. Even strong people were once broken. Many hit rock bottom before they found their way back. Pain can be the push that leads to a new start. The truth is, advice is just a small comfort. It might help you feel better for a moment, but it won't change your life unless you've lived through something real. Only experience opens your eyes in a lasting way. You can give all the advice in the world, but if someone isn't ready to listen, it won't matter. You can't help someone who doesn't want help. You can't wake someone who chooses to stay asleep. Even the best words won't fix that. Sometimes people need to go through the struggle themselves. You can't pour truth into someone who isn't open to it. Even the people closest to you might ignore your advice. That's okay. Everyone learns in their own time, in their own way. Some lessons can't be taught, they have to be felt. In the end, pain teaches what words never could, and sometimes that's the only way we really grow. If you want to live a peaceful life, never take gossip too seriously. Think about it. Most of the time, gossip isn't true. People twist stories, add their own spin, and spread half-truths just to feel important or stir the pot. And the more you listen, the more you lose focus on your own path. Have you ever watched someone's reputation get ruined by something that wasn't even true? It happens all the time. One rumor leads to another, and before you know it, people treat someone differently based on a lie. It's unfair, but it's real. Smart people stay out of that mess. They don't waste time on hearsay. They look at how people act, not what others say about them. They understand that the loudest voices aren't always the most honest. If someone talks behind others' backs, they'll do the same to you. So be careful who you trust. And don't be the person who adds fuel to the fire. There's no peace in carrying around other people's drama. So next time someone comes to you with gossip, just smile and change the subject. You'll notice something. Life gets quieter, drama fades, and peace finds a way in. When a man is hurting, he starts to doubt himself. It's not that he's afraid of pain. He's afraid of failing the people he loves. The hardest part isn't what he's going through. It's seeing the disappointment in someone else's eyes. In those low moments, when everything feels heavy and nothing seems to work out, he doesn't need advice or someone telling him what to do. What he really needs is quiet support, a few kind words, a little patience, someone who stands by him without judgment. Those small things can mean everything. When someone reaches out during a hard time, he won't forget it. That simple act, just being there, can remind him of his worth and give him the strength to keep going. You don't need to fix his problems. You don't need to say much. Sometimes just being present, showing you care, is enough. And honestly, that's how you win a man's heart. Not with grand gestures, but with steady support when he feels like giving up. Life has two things that can't wait. First, don't wait to show love to your parents. Life moves fast, and nothing lasts forever. Your parents might be here today, but that can change in a heartbeat. You don't need to buy them expensive gifts to show you care. A quick call, a warm hug, sitting down for a meal together. Those are the things that really matter. Don't wait until it's too late to say thank you or spend time with them. Second, take care of your health. It's easy to get caught up in work, to stay up late, skip meals, and keep pushing yourself just to make more money. But your body can only take so much. Once your health starts to go, it's not easy to get it back, no matter how much money you have. Don't trade your well-being for success. Don't be that person who has everything except the strength to enjoy it. Eat real food, get enough sleep, move your body, take breaks. Build good habits now, not later. Your future self will thank you. In the end, life is caring for the people who matter and taking care of yourself along the way. Start today, because some things shouldn't have to wait. Don't hold on to things that aren't meant for you. No matter how much you care, some people will always see you as a burden. Love doesn't always make sense, but rejection does. When someone doesn't want you in their life, they'll find a way to show it. You might feel heartbroken, but the truth is, they may not even think about you at all. It's okay to feel hurt, to cry, but never lose your self-respect. Holding on to the hope that someone will change for you is often a waste of time. Just because you're there, it doesn't mean they will suddenly realize your value. Sometimes, the person who seems so important might actually show you that you never needed them at all. It's important to recognize that your happiness and self-worth should come first. Instead of chasing after someone who doesn't want you, take that energy and focus on yourself. Explore your interests, spend time with friends who uplift you, and do things that make you happy. Letting go can be hard, but it opens the door to new opportunities and relationships that are more fulfilling. Surround yourself with people who appreciate and support you. They are the ones who truly deserve your time and affection.
If you choose a hard-working man, he may not have much time for home and family. His career comes first, and you may sometimes feel alone. If you choose a stay-at-home man, he will take care of the family, but he won't bring in income. You'll have stability at home, but financial responsibility will be on you. If you choose a gentle and easygoing man, he may rely on you to take the lead. He'll be loving and supportive, but you might have to make most of the decisions. If you choose a strong and independent man, he will have his own views and won't always agree with you. He'll stand his ground, and you'll need to respect his space. If you choose a handsome man, be ready for the effort and expenses that come with maintaining his looks. Attractiveness comes with attention, and that can bring its own challenges. If you choose a successful man, his ambitions and goals will demand his time. He'll be driven, but work might come before your relationship at times. No one has everything. The key is to choose someone whose strengths you value and whose flaws you can accept. Never trust someone who hurt you on purpose. They knew exactly what they were doing. They made a choice, and that choice was to hurt you. No apology, no excuse, no moment of regret will ever erase that fact. People don't change just because they say they will. Words are easy, but actions tell the truth. If someone breaks your trust once, they'll do it again the moment it's convenient for them. Not every wound heals. Some cuts leave scars. Some betrayals don't deserve a second chance. Letting them back in is like handing them the same knife they stabbed you with and hoping this time they won't use it. Be smart, protect yourself, guard your trust like it's the most valuable thing you own, because it is. Trust isn't something to be given freely. It's something people earn. A person who truly cares about you won't put you in a position where you have to recover from them. They won't hurt you, lie to you, or betray you, and then expect you to pretend it never happened. If someone breaks you once, it's their fault. If they break you twice, it's yours.
Why do top employees suddenly quit? The truth is, it's never truly sudden. It's either been quietly brewing for a long time or fueled by deep-seated feelings of injustice. It's not just about low salaries, long hours, or a long commute. It's about realizing that the paycheck doesn't cover the toll on their health and spirit. Imagine doing work worth $8,000, earning only $4,000, while enduring criticism that feels like it costs $20,000. The ones who talk the most often coast through easily. Meanwhile, those who carry the real weight live in a constant state of turmoil. Top employees don't want to just drift along, but changing the system feels impossible. When enough disappointment piles up, they don't immediately act on impulse. Guided by integrity and careful thinking, they wrestle with the decision until, finally, leaving becomes the only choice left. Ironically, when they leave, they often offer graceful reasons like family commitments, personal growth, or health concerns. What they don't say, but what weighs on their hearts, are the real reasons. Poor management, unfair company policies, toxic office politics, few growth opportunities, and an environment riddled with petty drama and endless frustrations.
One evening, a man in old, worn-out clothes walked into a diner. He looked exhausted, his hands rough and dirty. People at nearby tables glanced at him, some frowning. He walked up to the counter and asked, "How much for a bowl of soup?" The cashier hesitated. $3, she said. The man reached into his pocket, counting his coins carefully. After a moment, he nodded and placed them on the counter. A customer nearby whispered, "Why is he even here?" The owner, who had been watching, stepped forward. He poured the soup himself, placed it in front of the man, and said warmly, "Thank you for eating with us. Enjoy." The man looked up, surprised. "Thank you," he said softly. Later, the owner's son asked, "Dad, why were you so kind to him?" The owner smiled. "Because he's a customer, just like everyone else." The boy thought for a moment. Why not just give it to him for free? His father shook his head. Because respect matters more than charity. That day, the boy learned that kindness means treating everyone with dignity.
One of the most ruthless ways to hurt someone is to drown them in praise. Yes, compliments can be used as weapons. Picture this. A colleague casually says to you, "You're so good at your job. Why does the boss pay you so little?" Sounds like a compliment, right? But what they're really doing is planting a seed of resentment, turning you against your company or your boss. If you let their words sink in, you might start thinking, "They're right. I'm doing great work. Why haven't I gotten a raise?" From there, it's a short path to frustration, and eventually you might quit. And who benefits when you walk out the door? The very person who whispered that sweet little poison in your ear, clearing their path to move up. This is how people use praise to sabotage others, subtle but effective. The workplace is not a playground, it's a battlefield. So when someone showers you with compliments about your talent, your looks, or your skills, don't take it at face value. Ask yourself, what's their angle? Every word has weight, every gesture carries intent. If you live for the applause of others, be prepared to be crushed by their silence. The harsh truth is, those who understand the game of power will always stay one step ahead while you're still naively believing every compliment is genuine. If you want to stop being an easy target, you must learn to read people's true intentions, protect yourself, and see through the subtle attacks hidden behind sweet words.
If you have money, rules can be flexible. If you have power, rules will serve you. But if you have neither money nor power, then the rules are made to bind you. When others praise you, don't let the compliments sink in, because if you do, when they criticize you, you'll also believe it's true. If one day someone who treated you poorly suddenly becomes kind, it's not because they regret their actions, but because they need something from you. No one treats you well without a reason. Their kindness usually comes with the expectation of something in return. Never give anyone anything for free, because things that come free are never appreciated. Don't be too generous with everyone. The more generous you are, the more people around you will want to take advantage of you. The more you forgive someone without limits, the more they will hurt you without limits. You don't need too many friends in life, because sometimes friends can act like enemies. In the game of life, it's not the strongest who wins, but those who understand the rules.
The best way to keep a prisoner from escaping is to make sure he never knows he is in prison. In 60 seconds, you will understand how you are being held back by the Matrix. 1. Salary is the drug they give you to forget your dream. 2. School teaches you to follow rules, not break them, but only the rule breakers are the ones who succeed. 3. They don't want a nation of thinkers, they want a nation of workers. 4. You worked for 40 years, 8 hours a day, and after 40 years you're still broke. Think about that for a second. 5. They teach you to be a good consumer, not a good producer. But in today's world, it's more important than ever to be able to create value. 6. They give you comfort through video games, movies, and shows. Comfort is a drug. Once you get used to it, it becomes addicting. Give a weak person consistent stimulation, tasty food, and cheap entertainment, and they'll throw their ambitions right out the window. 7. 40 years ago, the internet was an escape from the real world. Today, the real world is an escape from the internet.
Money can't buy love, trust, or true friendship, but it influences every relationship in ways we can't ignore. Couples argue about money more than anything else. Stress over bills, debt, and financial goals can turn love into resentment. Friends with different incomes may struggle to keep up with each other's lifestyles, slowly drifting apart. Families break over inheritance disputes, loans that aren't repaid, or financial responsibilities that feel unfair. A hard-working parent sacrifices time with their children to provide a better life, but in doing so, they miss important moments. A couple in love may want a future together, but if they're constantly struggling financially, stress and frustration can overshadow their happiness. Money doesn't define love, but it impacts choices, opportunities, and security. Without it, even the strongest relationships face challenges. At the end of the day, relationships need understanding, patience, and commitment. But in the real world, they also need enough money to survive life's challenges.
Imagine this. You've just undergone asexual reproduction. Standing right in front of you is a perfect clone of yourself. It looks like you, thinks like you, and has the same skills. And the best part? You have full control over what it does. Would you tell it to spend the whole day scrolling through social media? Playing video games for hours? Binge watching movies? Of course not. Instead, you'd want it to learn, build a business, or maybe even create an incredible piece of music. Why? Because you believe it has unlimited potential. Potential you've always wanted to tap into. Now pause for a moment and ask yourself, why aren't you doing the same for yourself? If you'd push your clone to grow and improve, don't you deserve that same opportunity? We often set big goals, only to feel overwhelmed when we can't keep up. Instead of trying to change everything at once, try the Kaizen approach, improving just 1% each day. Small, consistent progress compounds over time. In fact, if you improve by just 1% daily, in a year you'll be 37 times better than when you started. To help you stay on track,
Children believe every question has an answer, but adults understand that some truths don't come with answers, and when the pain is too much, they learn to walk away. The world doesn't stop for your pain. It won't pause to comfort you. What matters is what you bring to the table, what you do with the time you have. Holding on to broken things only cuts you deeper. It's like gripping shattered glass, thinking if you hold tight enough, and chasing something that's already gone. That's the quickest way to lose yourself. We replay our mistakes, relive the past, and hold on to pain as if it'll somehow change what's already done. But the only person suffering is us. Time won't erase pain, but it will soften the edges. One day you'll wake up, and the weight won't feel as heavy. You'll breathe a little easier. You'll laugh, and it won't feel forced. Because you deserve happiness, not the kind that depends on someone else. Not the kind that fades when things go wrong, but real happiness. The kind that comes from knowing your own worth, from letting go of what no longer serves you. So stop chasing answers you don't need. Stop clinging to what no longer fits. Walk forward, even when it's hard. You don't need to be married by 25, own a house and a car, or have a perfect career by 30. These are just expectations set by society, not rules you have to follow. Your life is yours to shape, and there's no single path you have to take. Having fun doesn't mean you're wasting time, and struggling through hardships doesn't guarantee success. Sometimes the best moments are the ones that seem the most meaningless, staring at the sky, lying in the grass, or simply enjoying the silence. If it brings you joy, then it's worth it. Life isn't a checklist of achievements. It's not about meeting deadlines or keeping up with what others expect. It's about creating your own meaning, finding what makes you happy, and moving in the direction that feels right for you. Sure, following the traditional path might make sense to some people, but what truly matters is whether you're living in a way that fulfills you. We all arrive in this world, and one day we'll leave it. In the end, what counts is how much we enjoyed the journey.
If hard work alone could make you rich, every farmer would be a millionaire. If diligence led to wealth, janitors would all be billionaires. If persistence guaranteed fortune, even beggars would become wealthy. Most people are simply waiting for their paycheck, not truly earning money. But this actually carries high risk. If you're sick for 3 months, your income will be zero. In reality, money comes in waves. Sometimes catching just one wave of opportunity can be enough to provide for a lifetime. If your parents lack resources, start your own business to change your fate. If your parents are well off, follow their path. There's security and strong support. To make money, focus on 3 things: learning, practicing, and reading. And read 3 types of books: history, business, and marketing. When making plans, seek out those who have money. When executing, partner with those who don't. Remember, wealth comes from skills, not physical labor. Power comes from intellect, not brute strength. Once you fully understand this, money will naturally flow into your pockets. If you have money, rules can be flexible. If you have power, rules will serve you. But if you have neither money nor power, then the rules are made to bind you. When others praise you, don't let the compliments sink in, because if you do, when they criticize you, you'll also believe it's true. If one day someone who treated you poorly suddenly becomes kind, it's not because they regret their actions, but because they need something from you. No one treats you well without a reason. Their kindness usually comes with the expectation of something in return. Never give anyone anything for free, because things that come free are never appreciated. Don't be too generous with everyone. The more generous you are, the more people around you will want to take advantage of you. The more you forgive someone without limits, the more they will hurt you without limits. You don't need too many friends in life, because sometimes friends can act like enemies. In the game of life, it's not the strongest who wins, but those who understand the rules. The world doesn't need too many rich people. If everyone had $10 million, no one would clean the streets, collect garbage, or take care of gardens. So, to keep society running smoothly, most people will never reach their financial goals. This is all designed by society, and it's hard to break out of that cage. Many people ask, how can we escape this cycle? The answer is that your place in the social ecosystem is wrong. No matter how hard you work, if you rely only on physical labor, you'll never escape the limits of time and energy. Working harder won't make you rich. It will only help you get by. You can't sell your physical effort to thousands of people, but you can sell a product or service to thousands. The only way to make more money is to scale up the size, frequency, and structure of your transactions. The best salespeople are the ones who understand how to maximize profit from each transaction. In modern society, selling and starting a business are still the only ways for ordinary people to change their fate. You've seen the success stories, people making thousands from their phones, building real businesses online. But here's the truth most won't tell you. It's not just about starting. It's about starting right. Most beginners jump into affiliate marketing blindly, trying to figure it all out on their own. And that's why they struggle. But what if you had a roadmap? What if you had access to 5 special strategies directly from the experts? Strategies that could set you up for success from day one? Imagine knowing exactly how to position your offers, how to attract the right audience, and how to maximize every sale. That's what this ebook gives you. Practical tips, diverse strategies, and insider secrets that you won't find just anywhere. It's all about taking the guesswork out of the equation and showing you how to grow your business like a pro. Why waste time experimenting when you could start with the right strategies from day one? Don't miss your chance to turn your affiliate marketing game around. Ready to elevate your business? Write online in the comments, and I'll send you the link to get your strategy paper directly.
If you lack capability, anyone can bully you, even your own family. Society is brutal in that way. Weakness makes you a target, not just for strangers, but for those you trust the most. The ones you thought would protect you will exploit and belittle you if you give them the chance. The fewer friends you have, the lighter your life will feel. It's not about numbers. It's about the quality of those relationships. Surrounding yourself with people who truly value you is what brings real happiness. Not trying to prove you're a good person to everyone. The moment you start doing that, you surrender your defenses and you become easy to manipulate. Being true to yourself is the highest form of strength. Don't aim to please everyone. Instead, master the art of generosity and enthusiasm while keeping a low profile. Maintain distance. Speak with wisdom. This way, you avoid unnecessary troubles. And remember, hardship reveals everything. When you face difficulties, people will show their true colors. In those moments, the hidden demons around you, people's true faces, will finally come to light.
When someone asks you, "What do you do for a living?" they aren't just being friendly. They're measuring how much respect to give you. When you feel someone is taking an interest in you, it's natural to want to open up, to share more than you should. But here's the key. Stay silent. Don't let a fleeting moment of empathy make you spill your secrets. Talking too much, especially in a shallow relationship, is a mistake. Resist the urge to contradict or prove yourself. Instead, learn the power of subtle compliments. If you want to maintain a good relationship, never boast about your success or happiness. People often ask questions not because they care, but because they're looking for your weaknesses. The more enthusiastic you are, the less they'll value you. When planning, seek advice from those with financial stability. They have the wisdom you need. But when it's time to act, partner with those who are struggling. They have the hunger to push forward. In both life and work, your ability to adapt will keep you from being at a disadvantage. These 5 tips will keep you in control and make sure they need you around. Don't miss tip number 4. It's the game changer. 1. Create unique value. Offer something others can't easily replace. Develop a skill, knowledge, or resource that sets you apart and that they rely on. 2. Keep a piece to yourself. Never give everything away. Share just enough to be helpful, but always hold on to that final piece of the puzzle. It keeps them coming back. 3. Stay one step ahead. Anticipate their needs before they realize them. When you're the person who always has the solution, they'll depend on you naturally. 4. Be consistently reliable. Here's the key. Reliability is rare. If they know they can count on you, they'll keep you close. Consistency builds trust, and trust is power. 5. Adapt and grow. Never stop improving. When you're adaptable, they'll see you as a solution to every new challenge. The more versatile you are, the harder it is to replace you. Drop 100 in the comments if you want more life lessons. Anyone who deliberately makes life difficult for you isn't just messing around. They're testing you, seeing how much they can get away with. People don't push everyone. They pick their targets carefully, going after those they think won't push back. It's like squeezing a ripe peach. They'll press on you if they think you're soft. That's why every once in a while you need to show your claws. You don't have to fight every battle, but they need to know you can. First and foremost, remember this: dignity is everything. Be tough on yourself, on others, and on the world around you. If you lack that edge, people will continue to test your boundaries. But if you're strong, they'll respect you. They might even start to fear you. When you're fearless, you have no enemies. Your strength alone keeps the troublemakers at bay. And as you grow older, there's no room for fear. Life has shown you that only the bold survive, while the timid watch opportunity after opportunity slip by. So stand firm, and don't let anyone push you around. Comment with Shadow if you want to learn how to make money online.